Hey guys, what is up? Donald2. I'm here back for my first video of 2019 and my first video in the last since about 2 months ago. Um, I was sick for like 2 weeks straight. Still had to go to work. Funny that. Um, and work was just an absolute pain in the ass. My work just gets so busy, and I was working near enough every day with like one day off for like 3 or 4 weeks, and even now it's still very busy. I'm still getting hammered at work because we're low on staff. So yeah, I've had not much time to actually make videos. There's been a few things we've been planning to make videos for, including something I want to talk about. Let's just say it's a little classic console which I bought not too long after release, and I played it, and I'm very disappointed in it. So yeah, I will be doing a review of that sometime in the future. I will also be doing a review on a wee mini console I found, or a wee mini handheld I found, um, which is really cheap. So yeah, I'll be doing a review on that too. But for now, guys, I'm going to be doing my top 10 finds of 2018, my top 10 gaming finds of 2018. The rules for this is I've had to have bad, I had to have bought myself. I can't even make my I can't speak today. Um, I can't have traded with private mittens, or someone can not have bought for me. I have to have bought myself with my own money. So yeah, there's quite a lot of games which I have bought during the year, and even in December I bought quite a few things, even though it was coming up to Christmas. Um, but yeah, this is no particular order. Only other rule is it doesn't have to be anything special. It could be just a single cartridge of a game, or a big collector's box, or a collector's edition. It doesn't have to be sealed or anything like that. Um, so yeah, it's just games which I thought were great additions to my collection, which I've been looking for a while, never been able to find, and now I finally found them. And yeah, I'm really glad to have them in my collection. So after that awkward speech, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comment section below some of your best finds of 2018, and let's begin. So number 10 is a game I found, I think it was like 4 months or 3 months into the new year, 2018, the first few months of 2018. I always go away with the girlfriend, just somewhere local, somewhere where we can go, just chill out and go charity shop hunting for a few days in a few different places. I was up in County Londonderry, or County Derry, depending where you're where you're coming from. In Northern Ireland, you might call something different. Um, we went to CX upper. We were just charity shop hunting. We somehow came across a CX in like a wee side street, and I walked in with her, and she doesn't really like to go to CX. She's a bit of a rip-off, and I'm a bit of a bum like for fucking buying games often, but um, I only buy the games at the good prices. Anyways, I was looking in the window and I seen Conker's Bad Fur Day sitting in the window, and I was just like, oh, look where it is. It's Conker's. Oh my god, I have to get this. And it's just like 70 quid. You're really going to spend 70 quid on an N64 game? I was like, fuck it. I am going to spend 70 quid on an N64 game. She should have shook her head and went, that's absolutely crazy. You pay 70 quid for a game, or 75 quid, I think it was. But yeah, I do not regret buying it because I absolutely love Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's definitely one of the best games on the Nintendo 64. It's definitely a game which I will never forget as long as I live. It was just so memorable. The humor's just absolutely great. I love the characters. Um I love all the humor. It's just a fantastic game. I would love to see them remake the game from scratch. Um, I know they already did this with Live and Reload, but they actually cut out the swearing in Live and Reload. Um, I would love to see them remake it with the swearing included. That would be just so cool. But yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day is number 10. So number 9 is a game I've wanted to add to my Game Boy collection for quite a while. Towards the end of the year, I actually was starting to collect more from my Game Boy because I actually got a Game Boy SP. I couldn't remember the name there. Um, I really loved the Game Boy and the SP and the Game Boy Advance itself. The only problem I have with the Game Boy Advance is, sorry, the backlight is, you cannot see shit in the back if you don't have backlight, and the way I play my games, I like to lie. Just sit and play that or sit and play on my side, so I had no light to it. So yeah, I had to actually, I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to go out and buy an SP. Um, so after buying the SP, I was in town and I went to Connor, who's a guy who sells retro games. Um, he had this game once over for £20. I was very happy to give it to him because he's a local retailer. He sells retro games. Down guys, probably one of the nicest guys that you will ever meet, and yeah, it's always just a pleasure going in to talk to him about video games. So yeah, it was a great. I was just happy to give him the money and not give it to CX, who you're probably going to be charging double for it anyway. Um, yeah, it's nothing special. Obviously, it's just the standard Pokemon Silver card. But well, finding Pokemon games nowadays, it's like finding diamonds. Um, you don't find them very often, and when you do find them, they are quite expensive. So yeah, I was just happy enough just having my Pokemon Silver. Maybe I'll find Gold and fucking good luck finding Crystal, because that is like finding the diamonds. You never see Pokemon Crystal about. But yeah, it's still a great addition to my collection nonetheless, and it's definitely one which I wanted to add to my collection for quite a while. So number 8 is an RPG which I've always wanted to play, but the problem is I don't think it was actually released in the UK or over in Europe, and that is, well, not in the Super Nintendo version anyway, and that is Chrono Trigger. Now, I heard this version is a lot better than the Super Nintendo version. They added new features such as new gameplay mechanics, I think it is, new cutscenes, and yeah, I've always wanted to play this version. The only problem is it was really hard to find. I was at my local CX down the street from me, and I was just having a wee nosy. I was just after work, and I was just having a wee nosy. Um, I seen that sitting in the shelf. I was just like, gotta get that, because I know how hard that version is to get. Saying that, it's the actual American copy of it. So much for CX not being able to sell games from other regions. But yeah, I have not played it yet. I definitely have to get around to playing this game. I could have easily played the Super Nintendo version, but to see the extra cutscenes and all the extra new stuff they add to this version, I think it was still worth paying the money to actually pick it up. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say with this. I can't say too much because obviously I have not played it. A lot of people who's played this game say that it's one of the best RPGs they have ever played. So when I finally finish getting through my backlog of PS2 games and PS1 games, everything else, I will definitely give Chrono Trigger some attention and sit down and actually play it. So this game on my list is Metroid Trilogy. This game, it's not overly hard to find, but it can be very pricey, even though I have seen it has dropped in price a little bit. Not that much, but it has dropped in price at least. Maybe when it drops a little bit more, I will pick up a copy of this for private mittens, because I do seem to see this quite a lot now. Now I have picked it up, it seems to be popping up everywhere I go. But yeah, I picked this up because I love the Metroid franchise, and I want to play a Metroid game which is different from the original games, different from Super Metroid and Zero Mission and Fusion, which I love all three of those games. So yeah, when I picked this up, I've heard really good things about it before. My mate who used to talk about this game quite a lot, turned around and said it's an absolutely amazing game. I do remember sticking on Corruption, but I heard Corruption's the worst one in the trilogy, so yeah, maybe the first two are better. Um, but yeah, I will definitely have to stick it on and find out how good the games really are, even though I'm not really a big fan of first person Metroid games play, but I'll give it a go nonetheless, especially since I paid so much money for it. Um, I might as well give it a go. It's still a great addition to my collection anyway, and it's a great addition to my Wii collection. So number 8 is Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. I love this game. It is very, very flawed, and if they actually took their time to fix the problems in this game before putting this out, I think this game could have been an amazing game, and it could have been potentially even better than the first Castlevania game. I love the Castlevania franchise. I have to thank the AVGN for getting me into the franchise and actually showing me what the franchise is, because before that I've never heard of Castlevania, and now I'm like most of the fucking Castlevania games. Simon's Quest, I found, I think it was towards the end of the year, maybe it was September, October. I seen it in the CX's window, and I could not turn it down. I could not walk away from a box copy of a Castlevania game. It was actually going for cheap. The box is a bit battered, but nonetheless, I do not care. Castlevania 2 is still worth playing to me, and it is still one of my favourite Castlevania games, even with all of its flaws. And I still hold it as one of the best NES games I've ever played. So number 5 is a game which I've got the game on PC and on the PlayStation itself, but I've always wanted the collector's edition of it. I'm not really a big fan of collector's edition. I'm like Private Mittens hoarding like tons and tons of collector's editions and collector's edition statues. There's very few collector's editions I really wanted, but this one is one I wanted for such a long time, and President's actually wanted this as well, and he did finally get a copy of it as well. But yeah, Duke Nukem Balls of Steel edition. What can I say? I fucking love Duke Nukem. John St. John is an absolute legend, and to find this box sealed and complete, it was just an absolute miracle. I think I did a video talking about how much I paid for this, which was only £20, which fucking surprised me. I paid so little for a collector's edition which comes with so much content. Yeah, this is not a good Duke Nukem game, but it's still absolutely chock full of Duke Nukem's one-liners, awesome quotes, and as I said, John St. John. I would listen to any video game that he voices the main character in. Fuck, if he voiced a Smurf, I'd fucking listen to him do the Smurf's voice to death. He is just such an awesome voice actor. I would just fucking listen to any character he played. But yeah, I love that collection edition. It was definitely one I was looking for a long time, and I'm really glad to have that in my collection now. I do not have to look for that again. Funny enough, I have came across another copy of it, which if Primus didn't find his, I would have actually bought him that version. But yeah, I think it was actually also a bonus that it came on. It was the PS3 version. But yeah, what else can I say? Just a game I've always wanted, and really glad to have it in my collection. So number 4 is another Pokemon game. This time it's Pokemon Ruby. This time, obviously, the game's boxed. I do want to try to get the first 3 generations of Pokemon games, at least one of each generation boxed. I did manage to find this one cheap. I have a lot of good memories of this game, mostly because it came out around the same time as I met Private Mittens in high school. I remember the first few times I met Private Mittens, we didn't really talk much. Um, we had a very weird friend circle who were some of us were into Yu-Gi-Oh, some of us was into Pokemon, some of us was into both, and there was like one or two of us who weren't into either. So yeah, it was just like a really weird friends group we had. Um, we used to actually go up to our friend Johnny's house and we used to trade him Pokemon all the fucking time. Pridman's dragged me the whole way up to his house on the bus just to trade him this Milotic, which he actually managed to find. Um, and then he traded him like 4 or 5 legendaries for it. I remember one of them being Deoxys, and I know you cannot get Deoxys in that game without a cheat cartridge, so why just didn't use the cheat cartridge? I have no idea. Saying that, the internet was still very young, and finding the codes for um, game cartridges, game genies and stuff like that was very very hard. So yeah, I have some really good memories of that game, and it was a must have for my collection, and just having the boxes and an extra bit of a bonus. So yeah. So number 3 was something I actually was able to get by an absolute fluke. um I mentioned the guy before, Connor, who runs the gaming store. He has a Facebook page which he posts like daily posts of what he has up for sale. I was at work the whole day and I did not see any of his posts. I didn't have time to look on Facebook or anything because um, I don't think I even got a break that day. But I went home. This was like 6 o'clock at night. I turned on my computer and I went down Facebook to see if anyone posted anything interesting. I see the post from the group and the store, and they were selling the Game Boy player and the game disc, and they were selling it. Well, he was selling, sorry, should I say, for I think it was £70. And I was thinking, fuck, I would love to get my hands on that. But no, my luck, I found this post at the end of the day. Everyone's probably just turned around and said, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Because I think he had one up before and it went just like that. Pretty much just as soon as he posted it, it was gone. So I said to him, yo man, do you still have this? And he goes, funny enough, John, I actually do have this. I'm surprised no one bought this. And I think it was like November, so maybe everyone was just saving it for Christmas. And here I was buying myself a fucking my own stuff, being selfish as usual. Um, so I said, happy days, mate. I'll be down to collect that. He goes, I'll give you the call tomorrow afternoon to come get it. If you can't make it by then, I'm sorry, man. It has to go somewhere else. I'm like, dead on. I'll come get it in the morning. So I went down and I had a bit of a talk with him about it. I was like, how the hell could no one want this? Maybe someone didn't see the post and uh, just skipped over it. So yeah, I was very very lucky to get my hand on this. As I said before, I absolutely love the Game Boy SP and the Game Boy Advance, but playing it on such a small screen can really strain your eyes after quite a long time. Um, the Game Boy Advance player and the Game Boy player, it's just so great to be able to play Pokemon Ruby and Crash Bandicoot and Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, and Metroid Fusion on the big screen. I'm actually able to record footage for it as well, which is actually awesome too. Um, so yeah, this is something I wanted for my GameCube for quite a while. When I rebought my GameCube, I was just like, right, one of the first things I want for this damn thing is that Game Boy player. I don't care how much I have to spend on it. I will get the Game Boy player eventually. Um, so I went actually quite a long time without never seeing a post about it, and I seen the first post that Connor posted and it went straight away. I was like, fuck, I could have had that. Um, but when he posted the second one and it didn't go, I was just like, fucking happy days. I'm grabbing that as soon as I can. Um, but yeah, I'm really happy to have that in my collection. Now I can actually play the Game Boys on the big screen and enjoy them even more without having to strain my eyes or resort to sitting underneath the light just to see the damn game. So yeah, that's number 3, guys. So number 2 is, I would probably say, my favourite find of the whole year. I was excited to get Conkers, but I think I was even more excited to get this, just because it was the guy from my work who I'm very good friends with. He actually sold me this, and at number 1. Um, Obviously, I said this in no order, so I can do it whatever way I fancy. But yeah, number 2 is the Fallout New Vegas Collector's Edition. I know it looks a bit battered on the outside and a bit faded, but if I took everything out of this, everything is just in pristine mint condition. It's all there. And I was just so shocked that he actually had this. And the fact it's number 9 out of 8,950, I was just like, right, man, I fucking have to have that off you. Name a price, I'll buy it off you. So he made me a good deal involving this, number 1, and a few extra things to go with it. So yeah, I'm still waiting for the extra things to go with it. But yeah, I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I can put this next to my Fallout 3 collection edition and make Permanent even more jealous that I got the both of them now. But yeah, I'm so happy I got this. I've been wanting this for absolutely years. I absolutely love New Vegas, so having this in my collection is just absolutely great. Even if I could find a new cover for this, um, it'd be absolutely great. I would not care. But yeah, even as it is, the watermark doesn't bother me too much of the sunmark. It's 102 anyway. But yeah, number 2, guys. So my number 1 is the Halo Reach Limited Edition Xbox 360. Bought this off my boss at work. He was trying to get rid of it and he gave me a really, really good offer for it. As you can see, the box is in pretty good shape for how long he's had this. I think he said he had this since launch. And I think the receipt's actually still in from when he originally bought it. So, yeah, the console looks absolutely awesome. I really love this console. I've never seen this before. I didn't even know there was a Halo Reach console. So yeah, I was well too happy to take this off his hands. It just looks so awesome. It's pretty much a mint condition because he took really good care of it, which if you find anything like that in CX, obviously you'd be iffy about the condition of it. Even the controllers for it look really, really awesome, and as you can see, it's an awesome good neck too. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Let me know some of your best pickups for last year, and let's continue onwards with 2019. Hopefully, it's another good year for any of you guys who are collectors like myself, and I will finally do a room tour when I sort everything out because it's absolutely bombshell back there, as you can probably already see. So yeah, let me know what you thought my best pickup for last year was. Let me know down in the comment section below what your favourite pickup was for last year. Thank you for watching as always, guys. This is Devil0020's signing out. See you next time. Bye.